Look, it's up a little higher.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, welcome to the Conrad Homestead live stream.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate those that either join us just sporadically or take the time and schedule it to be here when we're here. So we're so thankful. So thank you, everybody who does that. We really, really do appreciate it. It's something to look forward to. Like, I know there's been times that I'm just not in the mood and I'm like, no, people set this time aside. Like, I need to set this time aside. So thank you, everybody.
We're going to get right off started from the very beginning. We're not going to wait till we get a whole lot of people in here.
Hello, Copperhead.
We're just going to rock and roll because we've got a lot to talk about. As you guys may have noticed, we finally hit 500 subscribers. We're not really pushing super hard for subscribers, but we are happy for every subscriber that we do have.
Mm-hmm.
And we hit 500. That's a milestone for us.
And Copperhead, to answer, I know you had asked a while ago, so in case you're wondering, yes, we literally still do the happy dance at 500. I think we were like even more like, yes!
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're happy about it, for sure. Have about 500 subscribers. So if you haven't seen our last video, we're doing a little gift to our subscribers. And that is a bunch of behind the scenes footage. We've been recording a lot this last week. And we are trying to do kind of like some, just what it's like in everyday life inside the RV. We live full time in the RV. Just to give you guys kind of what it looks like on the homestead. Not a super edited, finalized product. So we're doing 500 minutes of that. So the goal is this week, every day this week, to put out a video. We have a bunch of stuff backed up. So we got plenty of content. There in the winter, it was hard to find stuff to make content about, and it was kind of a slow period. It was a dry news cycle, and now there's tons of stuff. We've got, I could probably think of at least 10 videos that we have all lined up. So it's a good thing. And
I think too, we're trying to put out. Oh, someone came in.
The Wickershire Project.
Hello.
Good morning. I know it's not morning where you're at.
Well, morning or evening. Hello, and thank you for joining us.
Oh, Rua's here too.
Hello, Rua.
Thanks for the support, Rua.
Yeah, thank you. So normally we put out like what we consider more like lessons or like very small behind the scenes. So like Paul was saying, we're trying just to bring you guys along on a more day-to-day. I know that Swarmstead, is that what it says?
Oh, Swarmstead came in.
Hello.
Thanks for being here, Swarmstead.
I know, like, for me personally, I've had people contact me and be like, but I want to see what you're doing. And I'm like, we're showing you. And they're like, no, like, we want to see what you're doing. So just kind of a different type of style. Frugal Farmer channel came in, and Permapasture. Hello.
Hey, Permapasture.
Yeah, hello. So hopefully you guys are enjoying more of behind the scenes. I don't know if it would be behind the scenes. I guess, like I said, not really a lesson or a production, but more of a intimate.
Yeah, everyday life. So that's that. We got some mail. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't any vital information on there. Our address is on there, so I'm not going to put that. But we got some mail from Happy Farms. I was on Jules' small gardening channel. Jules is part of the Shed War competition, Shed War community. We've been following Jules for a while. You'll see him. He was on here last week. He frequently visits our channel, our live stream. Jules, if you're on here, shout out to you. So we're on Jules' live stream I think it was Monday of last week. And a channel called Happy Farms was on there. And guy's nuts. Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's fun to watch.
Wickershire. Let me see. Hi. So they wrote on there, I love happy couples, feeling good.
Hey, my dad showed up. And Chad showed up. My dad and Chad. That rhymes. 9 to 5 to life off grid is Chad. Chad and family, what's up?
Oh, and then
guys?
Wickershire was so sweet. They're like, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. So thank you. That was very sweet of you. And I was looking to see if I missed anything. It says, I love a happy couple. So, thank you. Sorry, I interrupted you. So you were talking about,
So we got this, we got some stuff in the mail from a channel called Happy Farms. They're a gardening, homesteading channel. They grow a bunch of stuff. And they sent me a bunch of seeds. I'll show you the seeds I got from them. Right there. There they are. Pumpkin seeds. So these are called Pennsylvania Dutch neck pumpkins. And Jules was going on and raving about how prolific they were. He said he planted a couple of the plants and got overrun with pumpkins. And I mentioned I'd like to have some pumpkins like that. And Danny was in the chat. Danny from Happy Farms. Let me just directly say thank you for the seeds. Danny from Happy Farms was in the chat, and she said, send me your address. Send your address to my email address, and I will send you some pumpkin seeds. So there they are. We got those. So we are going to be planting those. Those are part of our Shed Wars goals, our Shed Wars plans. We wanted to talk quite a bit about our Shed Wars plans. So if you're not on Team Woodcutter and you get any good advice here, if you're on the dark side, aka Team Will It Grow, make sure that you erase your memory after leaving this program. So there's one of those enemy Will It Grow people right there. The Big Blue House Homestead.
Hello, Big Blue.
Oh, we like Big Blue House Homestead. It's too bad they pitted us against each other, Big Blue House. I can't believe it.
And that's sweet. I got some from Jules. So that's real sweet. So before you start talking, though, so Copperhead and Rua both congratulated us for hitting the 500. So thank you. Yay! That was very sweet of you. And then the Permo Pasture mentioned about fasting, that we briefly talked about it in the video. If we have any tips, because you were thinking about doing intermittent, if I said that correctly, fasting. So my sisters and I and my mom fast every Wednesday, and we do it for prayer. So it's more just bringing different topics. We'll text message each other. And the only tip that I have noticed big time is to pray before I fast, because I have noticed that there's been times that like, oh Lord, I'm fasting for blah, blah, blah. But if I don't set that time aside and really dedicate it, I am so hungry and hangry, not to mention, I do get hangry, I ain't gonna lie to you. But I have noticed that praying and really getting a hold of God definitely helps with the fasting. So I don't know if that helps. I'm not sure if it's more that kind of fasting or just for health reasons, because I know my father-in-law sometimes fasts because his body kind of tells him like it's time to fast. He does it for both, but sometimes he'll do it for his body fast. So Perma Pastor, I'm not sure what kind of fasting you're doing, but that is one tip that I would give. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
That's all right. I didn't even see that comment, so I'm glad you saw it, or we would have skipped right over it. Mm-hmm. If we do skip right over your comment, we apologize. Sometimes it kind of does a little flash where.
Who's that? Then 9-2.
Yeah, that's Chad with 9 to 5 to life.
So Chad, thank you, and I'm gonna write your name here so I don't forget. So thank you, Chad, for also congratulating us, and also Wickershire Project. So thank you.
Halfway there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's actually exciting.
4-Day Homestead. Anna from 4-Day Homestead showed up. She's been having a hard time making our shows because she has a work schedule that doesn't allow her to do that sometimes. But it's good to see you on here, Anna. thanks for stopping by.
And then the Fuku farmer was here earlier, yes. And then IL
Kinrin. I'm not sure exactly how to say that.
So Ruha said that some people, that she misses fasting, that some people do it while they're pregnant, but she doesn't want to do that. I have to admit, sometimes it is hard on Wednesdays. I'm like, oh, I'm having like a funky attitude. I do not fast for my coffee though. So that is one thing I don't do. Just, I say, for safety reasons, the health of my family and myself, there's one thing I do not do, but I only have 1 cup of coffee in the morning, and that's it. I know my kids are like, hey, you get full. And I'm like, really? If I give you a little drink in the morning, are you going to be full all day? Sorry. Oh, and you're welcome, Permanent Pastor. I just saw your thanks.
Yeah, but if you guys want to continue that fast topic, feel free to shoot us an email. Our email is in our About tag or our About whatever it's called tab on YouTube. If you ever want to contact us, strike up a conversation.
So Chad said if
feel free to do that.
If I start fasting, I'm looking at my goats and chickens. There has been times I'm, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. It's not even funny. Yeah, although I have noticed that I don't get as hungry on Wednesdays, because before I would be like, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna kill somebody. And then now it's not as much. Like I said, I still get hangry. That hasn't gone away. I know that one time our pastor was preaching about fasting, and they're like, whenever you get that hunger pain, that's the time that you need to go pray, because it's almost like a little reminder, like that's the reason why you're fasting. And sometimes I don't do it always with a happy heart. I'm, oh God, I'm so hungry. I pray for. Sorry. Okay, go ahead. So you were talking about your seeds though, your little pumpkins, and some people mentioned that they got pumpkins.
Yeah, we got our pumpkin seeds from Happy Farms, and we said thank you for that. So we'll share that with you guys. We also have a little announcement, some news for you guys. If you guys are familiar with the Red Silo Homestead, Red Silo Homestead will be coming to visit us tomorrow, and we are going to be participating in the I think it's called a Secret Seed Challenge. It's the Gladiator #3 challenge, which is, if I can explain this in a nutshell, it is you swap seeds with somebody from the opposing team. So we're on Team Woodcutter, and Red Silo is on Team Will It Grow. We're both in the same grow zone, 6B. They're about 2 hours northwest of us, and they're going to come down tomorrow. We're going to swap seeds. So the challenge is to give the opponent a seed. Don't tell them what it is. You just basically, I think you have to give them like 3 or 4 seeds. You're going to give them that seed, and then they have to try their best to grow it. And they have to follow it through and try and get that to grow to maturity, and hopefully to a fruiting stage, to get, if it's a pumpkin, to get a pumpkin out of it, or if it's a grain, to try and get the grain out of it. So we're going to be participating in that. You should see a video coming out this week about that. They'll be coming over on Monday. Darren and his wife, I believe her name is Julene or Justine. I have to look that up and make sure I know that before they get here. Hopefully they're not watching this.
Yeah, we are excited. I actually really enjoy having people over. And Copperhead and Rue, if you're still watching, we have to contact, and I keep saying that, but I'm like, no, I keep telling Paul, we have to contact them and actually set something up.
Yeah.
Really, because I would really like to go, or you guys have come over, whichever one's more convenient for you guys. But yeah, we are looking forward to Red Silo tomorrow. We've been watching a few of their videos. Well, I know you always watch them, but I need to familiarize myself.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to that. And that is, I believe that's the first challenge officially of the Shed Wars challenges, what they're calling the Gladiator Challenge. So this is kind of a additional set of challenges that you kind of take on and organize yourself. Now, there was one that was called like the Innovative Garden Challenge or something like that. And it talked about innovative ways of using different things in the garden, kind of unconventional type things. And I thought, now I could be confused, I thought that was only geared toward the Southern Hemisphere, but now it seems like I'm seeing all these people. Big Blue House Homestead, if you're still on here, maybe you could clarify that, because I know the thing you put out about the metals in the garden, the I think you called it electroculture. If you could clarify that. I mean, you obviously thought it was part of the Northern Hemisphere because you made a video for it. But until I saw all these coming out, I thought they were just for the Southern Hemisphere.
Really quick. So Rua mentioned it is hard to watch everyone's videos, and I agree with that. And then I forget.
It's impossible. You can't do it.
We actually, Paul had said that he's watched like a video, and then he's like, "Oh, look at a video," and he'll click on it, and then like halfway through, he's like, "I think I've watched this one before." So we have that on top of it, and then Wickershire mentioned to add 3 hashtags. I'm assuming that's for the Shed Wars.
3 hashtags?
Yeah, he mentioned right there. You could see always use 3 hashtags in your descriptions.
Oh yeah, but I don't think he's necessarily talking about Shed Wars. Do not cheat yourself. Best way to reach out. This shares videos out in searches. Yeah, actually, I just learned that information a couple weeks ago. I was watching a live stream from the Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla. They stop in here every once in a while.
Any video.
And they were talking about, yeah, for any video. And one of the things they were pointing out was that if you don't have the hashtag or the tag of your channel name on there, when your video ends, it actually won't autoplay your channel's video. It'll play somebody else, some random channel's video. So I learned that, and then I mean we usually put tags in there anyways, but that was one of the big takeaways that I had from that.
Well, I didn't know that. So thank you, Wickershire. And then Wickershire also mentioned, do you save your seeds from your produce? Because they hate buying seeds over and over. Do you save seeds?
Yeah, we do save seeds. We have a ton of seeds. Wickershire. Where did you ask that? I don't see that.
Right there.
Oh, okay. Are you saving seeds? I hate buying seeds. Yeah. Yeah, we definitely save seeds. We actually have some beets that we left in for the second year around just to collect seeds from them. We try to make sure that our seeds are heirloom varieties, which means that they'll be true to type year after year. A lot of times, a lot of these seed manufacturers, they'll take and they'll make what are called hybrids, and those do not guarantee that you're going to get something year after year that is the same as the seed that you bought. So yeah, we do collect a lot of seed. Actually, I was going to show you some seed. Last week, we did our live stream from Louisville, and it was like at downtown Central Station in that spot where we were doing it. The kids were running through the house. The dog was running through the house. You know, we can't blame anybody, but
it was fun, but it was a little chaotic.
It was fun, but it was rough. So this is actually a corn that we grew and saved from last year. Speaking of saving seeds, this is a type of popcorn. And one little trick that we do that we wanted to show you guys on the Team Woodcutter, of course, is that we go to Whole Foods, and a lot of times you can buy things at food prices. You can see I got all these seeds for $1. Man, That's not showing up real good.
Where is it? Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, there we go. For
It's upside down.
$1.20.
Oh, backwards. Makes it
Oh,
backwards.
well. I'll just tell you. We got all these seeds for $1.20. This is what? Let me see. This is almost a pound of corn seeds. I'm not sure what corn seeds sell for, but that's what this came from last year. We bought the same exact seeds, and I just wanted to plant more. And I was there, and I was like, well, maybe I'll give some away. But for $1.20, I don't think you can go wrong. So one thing that I want to do is see if I can get these to kind of go wild. If I can get these to grow on their own. The popcorn seed was very resilient. I threw a lot of it out in the pasture, and we just had corn stalks coming up everywhere. So this is not only good for popcorn, but it's good chicken food, and it stores very well. You don't have to do anything special for it. You just keep it dry. That's the main thing, so it doesn't mold. Keep it dry, let it dry out, and it'll store for a long time.
So Wickershire, dropping my pen. Thank you for letting me know about the description. I know that Swarm, is that what it says?
Swarmstead
asked if it should be in the description or if it should be in the title, and they mentioned in the title it should be on there with hashtags, and I didn't know that. I know that.
No, the tags are in, like, if you go the first tab when you go to download a video
description. Yeah. I see it now. Okay, sorry.
Do not forget in
right here.
The description.
Video title and then video description.
Okay. Well, that's different than a tag then, because the tags are you have to go to like additional information, and then lower below the title, it'll, you have your title, you have your description, and then you have, is this made for kids or not made for kids? And then there's a little thing at the bottom. It says like add more information. Then you can click on there, and then there's a whole tag section in there, and that's where we add our tags.
Yeah, but he's saying there that it's the video description, and I didn't know that. Yeah, let's see. Going flying.
Yeah. So additional information is BS doesn't work. Okay, well, that's something that we'll have to look into then. I mean, this is just information that we've heard. So we'll look into that.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that up, Wickershire.
Like I said, sometimes I upload videos, and so I've never done it there. So it's good to know. So thank you.
Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
More information is required. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna bring out a couple more things that we picked up at Whole Foods. You want to grab that? We got some butternut squash that we're going to take some seeds out of, and we're going to plant these. Whenever you're doing that, make sure that what you're buying says organic on it, which means that, especially with root crops, it hasn't been sprayed with any anti-rooting chemicals. Like we got these sweet potatoes, and last year we planted sweet potatoes, and the majority of the sweet potatoes that we planted were from slips that we got from a local greenhouse. Butternut, you could have given me seeds. Actually, ex-hippie Allison, we still have butternuts. I just bought them just to try them out, and just to kind of show people that you can do that.
Cajun Hydroponics came in, so hello, and then so did Bar Run Forge.
Bar Run Forge.
And then the Big Blue House Homestead also came in.
Oh, wait, Big Blue
head
House.
It out.
Yeah, she's been in here.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, well, thanks for coming. And I know that Paul's teasing about the
Yeah.
the competition, but we love having you. So thank you. And then you were talking about the seeds.
So if you're using especially root crops, like this is a variety of sweet potato called a Beauregard, and we found that these do very well in our area. If you're anywhere around 6B, I would highly recommend um, the Beauregard variety of sweet potato. So last year we planted about 10 pounds of sweet potatoes just straight like this. We just put it in the ground. They did take a lot longer to come up. And then one thing that we noticed was, the plant starts coming out, and then the main one that you planted, it got real calloused and really big. But it didn't do as well as the slips, the sweet potato slips. So this year we bought these to make our own slips. So we got about 5 pounds of these, which equals about 6 or 7 potatoes. We get the smaller ones so that we can do more of them. And what we'll do is we'll just put these in moist soil. You got to keep them relatively warm, not crazy warm. Probably somewhere around 70 degrees would be good. And then in about 3 or 4 weeks, you'll start seeing the slips come out. And then you can break the slips off, and then we'll put them in some damp perlite mix, which is how they do it in the nursery that we get them from. So we're going to make our own sweet potatoes this year. So a lot of the Shed Wars stuff, we don't base all of what we grow off of this, but a lot of the Shed Wars stuff is based off of weight. So if you really want to play the game according to the weight game, I don't think that there's much that you can do better than 1, melons. You think about like a huge watermelon. 2, squash, and 3, sweet potatoes or potatoes. So those 3 items, not only are they massive items as far as large, heavy items, but they also are very high calorie items. If you are looking for a survival food, these are also very good survival foods, minus the melons. A lot of melons don't store very well, but the potatoes and the squashes, we still have pumpkins and butternut squashes that we grew and we harvested last September and October that we still have in the house. So those store very well. Both the sweet potato and the pumpkin, the butternut squash, those have been very good chicken feed as well over the winter. So we're going to stockpile that this year and try and grow a bunch of extra for the chickens so that we don't have to buy a bunch of feed to keep the chickens over winter.
Yeah, because Copperhead shared that with us too one time, right? That they liked chickens. I'm sorry, that they like pumpkins.
Yeah, he plants extra pumpkins for that reason.
And I thought that was really neat. And so I was glad that you shared that with us one time. I know that there was a pumpkin that it had to be something had to happen. I remember we dropped it or something. And Paul's like, are you going to make something or are we going to get us this chicken feed? And Cassimine's like, no, Mom, you got to do it. And I was like, dude, I have no time. And then we mentioned about the chickens and he's like, give it to the chickens, Mom. And so he went out there with Paul and I could see them out there with the little pumpkin and he was so excited. So thank you for sharing that, Copperhead. I know you had mentioned that. And then Allison mentioned that she was moving the wood chips from the path to the garden. Mm-hmm. And then Wiltshire had me laughing because they said that putting cardboard down is like Gandalf. And he's like, you shall not pass. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's it. Like that. Whenever I see cardboard down, I'm going to see that. Because I love Lord of the Rings.
That's good.
Yeah, so I love it.
The grass shall not pass. Yeah, we use that trick a lot, and we've got a big area that we want to do more of that. We may do a cardboard run this week. We need to take like the trailer out and just fill it full of cardboard. There's a bunch of dumpsters that I've been spying on where I get my chicken produce, and they're always full of cardboard. So we need to do that and get a whole bunch of cardboard. We got another 2 truckloads full of wood chips. And they came and dumped them right by the garden. They're dumping off tree trimmings from a tree they're calling a pear tree, but it's not an actual pear tree. They call it a pear tree because it's shaped like a pear tree. And I haven't been able to figure out what variety of tree that is, but they break down really fast. And they seem to have a lot of sugars in the bark area or in the the outer layer of the twigs and the branches, and they heat up really fast when they stay moist, and we're already getting steam out of them, and we've only had them for like 3 or 4 days now, so they're already starting to break down.
And
So that's
Caspian
cool.
uses those for we have a chicken bucket in the kitchen, and he always lines the bottom of it until he likes it. And one time we're like, dude, you put like way too much wood chips in the base, and he's like, he was steaming, it was so cool. Like, so in other words, we were playing with the wood chips. And then someone I want to mention, where did it go? Mention that we can get cardboard at the tractor. There it is. Cajun Hydroponics mentioned if you have a Tractor Supply near you, you can ask for their cardboard.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
We have a lot of, like I said, we go to a lot of these places. It's kind of different in these small towns. When you have these bigger cities, you go to their dumpsters in the back, and they'll have like locks on their cardboard for whatever reason. I don't know why they're locking up their cardboard, but they make a big stink about you taking the cardboard. But a lot of these places we go to, there's just piles of cardboard back behind the business. They're just in piles. Like, there's not even a dumpster there for cardboard. So we don't have any shortage of cardboard, so we don't have to worry about that. We've sourced a couple good spots. Allison said the Bradford pear. No, I know it's not a Bradford pear because the guy was saying it's not a true pear tree. It's not even like an ornamental pear tree. They just call it a pear because that is the way that the tree is shaped, like the branches are in the shape of a pear.
And then she mentioned that pink flower tree is a tulip magnolia, which I don't know if you guys have seen those. So we were driving to Louisville, and I saw it, and I was like, oh my gosh, that thing is beautiful. And then we saw a couple more, and I'm like, I don't know what that is, but I want it. Like, I think it's so beautiful. And I didn't realize that I like pink in trees. And then what is it? The peach tree is flowering, and it's pink too. And it just made me so happy. And I'm like, I didn't even know that I liked pink on the trees, but apparently I do.
Yeah, there's some really nice flowers. So the tulip magnolia, we'll have to look that up. That's good to know. Thank you, Allison. More than glass and plastic, yeah. When recycling, well, maybe that's why he's saying that they are locking them up. But yeah, I used to work at a manufacturing plant, and the manufacturing plant had somebody that would bale all the cardboard, and I don't remember what they would sell a pallet of cardboard for. It was like maybe 4 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot of cardboard. That thing was heavy. It probably weighed 2 tons. Maybe not that heavy, but it was pretty heavy, and they would sell that. I want to say they were getting like $250 or $300 for those blocks of cardboard. So yeah, I can see your point there.
Is there a reason why I'm holding this?
No. Well, let me bring out some more stuff that I got back here. I got some things. when we went to Whole Foods, there was a couple items that like we were going for specifically that we already knew we were gonna get, and then there was a couple things that we got that we saw that we didn't know that they had, so we picked them up because we wanted to experiment with them. One of them is this little guy right here, another root crop. If you can't tell, we love root crops.
I can't see it.
Does anybody know what that is? They're usually more slender than that. Let me see if I have another one right here. I picked the smaller ones. So here's one too. Anybody know what that is? You know what? Now that I put that up there, that looks like a big old sunchoke or Jerusalem artichoke. And I got my Jerusalem artichokes. No, that's not Jamaica. Actually, no, this is not Jamaica.
We said Jamaica and I got thirsty.
Yeah, there's a Mexican drink called Jamaica, but they make that from a hibiscus flower. I actually looked that up because I thought it was from the Jamaica root. Now I gotta look up this. Let me see here.
Allison said turnip.
No, it's not a turnip.
Oh, there's a few coming in. Your dad and 4-day said parsnip and ginger.
We did get some ginger. Show them the ginger.
Mm-hmm.
It's right over there. Yep. We did get ginger. We had very good success with ginger last year. I wasn't sure what it was going to do. There was some stuff that I read that said, partial shade, and you have to do this or you have to do that.
That's strong. That almost reminds me of like coral.
Yeah.
And it also reminds me of little antlered ears because it's connected right there.
Does it remind you of going to the sushi place?
It does.
Yeah.
Man, you guys are making me hungry. I'm gonna put down this thing. So that was a ginger. Is it a parsnip?
No, it's not parsnip. We have some parsnip. Parsnip is more like.
I'm ripping all your bags open. Sorry.
We have some parsnips in there. No, this is not a parsnip. So this right here, this is called arrowroot. Arrowroot. It's actually it's not real common around here. Arrowroot is a lot more common like in Florida and more tropical places. Well, we're gonna give it a shot. It's one of the things that we decided to experiment with this year. Another thing that we got that kind of falls right along those lines, and that is this one. It looks somewhat similar. Does anybody know what that is? Any guesses? What is that gadget?
Wait, who's growing Jamaica?
Jamaica.
So Copperhead guessed on this thing to see if it was Jamaica.
Oh no, that's not Jamaica.
I know, but he was saying, wait, who's growing Jamaica? But actually, now I'm kind of sad that the Jamaica juice isn't Jamaica.
Yeah, it's not Jamaica.
It doesn't almost make sense. Let me see.
Jamaica.
The root crop will be great seed saving projects. Those from 4-day.
Jamaica.
And then Wickershire wrote something in the bottom. ¿Qué dice? What you looking for, my love?
I want to do
Jamaica is a good root vegetable with thick brown skin. It's white inside and tastes like an apple, but not as sweet.
I actually believe we have Jamaica, but I didn't want to show it to you and tell you incorrectly.
What you looking for, Mila?
The Jamaica.
Oh,
Yeah, here it is right here. Here's Jamaica right here. That is called Jamaica. It's like Jamaica. It's spelled like Jamaica, but it has another I in there.
and then Wickershire wrote that right there.
It's also known as a Mexican yam.
That one and then that one.
Yucca? No, it's not. Actually, I think let me write this down real quick just to give some clarification. Whoops. Jamaica. You know, these might be complete failures, but I thought the turmeric and the ginger last year were going to be failures, but they turned out good. So that's Jamaica right there, and that's how you spell it. And another
You can't.
another name for it is a Mexican yam.
You're just gonna fall right there, Mila.
It's not gonna fall.
Let's have it.
So these are a couple things that we're gonna be messing around with. It's nice to have this much space so that we can try things like this. Cajun Hydroponics was making a comment that if he had more space in his backyard, he would try some different things. But luckily, we have a whole bunch of space, and it's fun to do some experimentation. That's kind of what keeps me going out in the garden. You know, there's a lot of things that we grow just to grow so that we have it, like sweet potatoes. You know, they're fun, but after you've grown them a couple times, it's like, okay. So it's cool to experiment with some different stuff and see if you can grow it.
As long as we eat it. That's the only thing that I think.
Something will
It
eat it.
challenges me, that's for sure, because I know that there's been several times that Paul's like, we're growing blah, blah, blah. Come up with a dish. And so I've had to do a few research. Weeds keep me going out to the garden.
The weeds. Yeah. Them dang weeds. Yeah, we're trying to stay ahead of the weeds this year. I have been going out there every morning and just pulling out the tops. I'm getting this purple flower. There's a big patch of them. I'm gonna make a video of it. They're kind of like a little mini pansy, and they're like a light purple on the outside. They've got about 5 petals. Kind of look like I said, a little pansy, and then they're dark purple in the middle. They don't have any stamen or anything in the middle. It's just like hollow inside. So then these little things have been popping up everywhere. And then the yucca cassava root. Yeah, exactly. That's what. So I didn't know if yucca and cassava were the same thing, but yes, this right here is cassava. That gadget right there. Now I've heard these do really well in like desert regions. So we'll see what happens. We have a visitor. What's up?
Can I say hello?
No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Come over. Here's the star of the show.
The
Here
one
he
you guys have
comes.
all been waiting for.
Hello!
Hello, people.
Like, you know how in wrestling or whatever, they have like the main attraction at the end?
Here he is.
Oh!
We were just like the intro band or whatever they call it. Thanks for showing up, David. Johnny Jump Up ? I don't know what that is exactly, Allison. Let me see. Johnny Jump Up. Let me see what that looks like. In the places that we do have that purple flower out in the pasture, it has come up in the same spot every year. And the root system on these things are crazy. Like you'll have these like maybe 5 or 6 little flowers, and then you have foliage that's maybe 6 inches. But I took a shovel to these things that are established, and the root system is like this solid mass. I mean, it's almost like this. It's like a solid. You wouldn't think so on these little purple flowers, but then it goes down and it tapers off. No, it's not Johnny Jump Up because it doesn't have that type of leaves. The leaves on this plant are a heart shape. I know I'm playing games with you guys, telling you about flowers that I don't even know what they are. But the Allison, you're right on the right track as far as like the shape of the flower.
Copperhead said could be. Let me see your phone. I'll Google it.
It's could be chicory. Yeah, it could be chicory. I'm not sure exactly. But these things, we're trying to stay ahead of them in the garden because once those things get rooted, they are nasty. They got this serious root system. One thing that I'm really liking about the wood chips and having such deep root wood chips is that it takes a while for these plants, especially the weeds, to get down into where the actual soil is. So there's a period in there where the roots are just going through the top like 4 or 5 inches of the wood chips, and they haven't got very established. Like they're not hard to pull out, so you can get a hold of them, and they come out pretty easy. No, it's not chicory. So the leaves on the chicory look a lot like, and those have a serious root too. But actually, I have found a lot of those, and that's pretty cool to know that that's what that is. The leaves look a lot like the dandelion on the chicory, but these leaves are small and they're heart-shaped.
Yeah, Copperhead actually said it's related to the dandelions. It's funny that you said that.
Well, I saw that he said it's
and then someone came in.
Who came in?
You're right there.
Oh, Darlene. Darlene's Garden Channel. Good afternoon.
Hello, Darlene.
Good afternoon to you. So we normally run till 5 o'clock, just so you know. 5 o'clock Central Standard Time. And we're about 13 minutes from that point. Not that we have to cut out, but that's just normally when we do.
Well, today we have to go to the grocery store.
Oh, yeah, we got to go to the grocery store to pick up a few items.
Mm-hmm.
So we can make apple pie for our guests.
Actually, okay, so funny story. He said apple pie, and it reminded me. So I was at the library, and I picked up Magnolia Table's cookbook, the first one. And I'm skimming through it, and I'm not a very big fan of cookbooks. I'm usually a Pinterest or YouTube kind of a girl, but I fell in love with the cookbook, and I'm looking through it. And one of them was labeled After School Banana Bread. And Caspian goes, "Oh, Mom, I think this book is going to become my most favorite book ever." And I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "Am I going to be getting after school banana bread?" And so he's been railing on me to make him after school banana bread. And so for Mother's Day, I asked Papa if we can get the cookbook. So he said yes. And actually Amazon had them on sale. I don't know if they're on sale anymore, but I got volume 1 and 2. And so I was looking through through volume 2, and they had a monkey bread, I think it was called, which is also a type of dessert. And David's like, "Yeah, these are definitely my favorite books." And so now they have like a little list of things they want me to make. But the pie that he wants me to make is because I had done the filling last season. And since we're going to have guests over there, like, you should be making some apples. So we'll see.
Yep, we got some canned apples. All we really got to do, or she really has to do, is drop them into a pie shell and put them in the oven. Mm-hmm. That came out really good last time.
Yeah, and so Allison said monkey bread is addictive. And in that cookbook too, they had the one that we had on Sunday. What is it called? The oh my goodness, it's like right here. Oh, I saw it and I thought of you. Tell me what it is, Allison. It was so yummy. What was it? It has like a weird name.
What are you talking about?
The dessert that we had in Louisville after service.
Oh. Oh, the baklava?
Yeah, and the cookbook was on there too.
Baklava.
Yeah, she
Oh,
did.
there she goes.
She wrote it.
I just barely beat you to it.
We freezed our ultra ripe bananas to make country banana bread. Oh, I didn't know. Actually, okay, I didn't know that I could freeze it after it's been super ripe, but that's good to know because if we buy several of them, and I don't have time, I could freeze it. So that is really neat. So thank you. The grocery store knows like Mickey. Oh, I agree. I hate going to the grocery store. So if anybody doesn't know, the person that actually goes grocery shopping is Paul Conrad. He is the one that goes grocery shopping. I hate grocery shopping with a passion. So I usually make a list on, it used to be called Wonderlist, but then they actually stopped that app. And now we have one that neither of us are like, it's not as good as Wonderlist, but it is called To Do List.
To Do. Yeah, Microsoft, I guess, bought out or took over somehow. You know how Microsoft does stuff. They took over, what was the name of that?
Wonderlist.
Wonderlist. And now we're stuck with this program that works sometimes. It just doesn't update right. So,
but it's nice because we both have the app and we have a list that we share. And so as I'm adding the grocery list, he has it on his, and then as he puts in the cart, he like checks it off. And so that's really nice.
Yeah, it works good. So when my wife says she wants to go to the grocery store, she's like, "Let's go. We need to go grocery shopping." She'll act like every single time. She'll act like she's gonna go grocery shopping with me, and then she goes, "Oh, I'm just gonna go over here real quick," which means she's going for craft supplies or
I get lost.
or she's looking for something else other than groceries, and then I do all the grocery shopping like usual.
But it's funny because we have different tactics of grocery shopping. So I am like the browser. Like I'm not even halfway done browsing through whatever it is I'm looking at, and he'll be done. He's like, and the cart's full, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like he was just like, go get it, and then out the store. But I make him food, so.
Yeah, I can't complain too much. Grocery shopping is not that hard. And it's kind of like, I don't know. I've got a lot of these grocery stores memorized now. So I kind of set up my little list, like produce, frozen foods, and then, your staples all in between, and then dairy. And I can get through there pretty quick. To me, it's just like... it's a challenge to see how quickly I can gather up all this stuff and get out of there.
And I get overwhelmed. Like I go to the store and I'm like, oh my gosh, lights. Actually, there's been several times that I walk in and I'm like, I don't even remember why I'm here. Why am I here? So that's one of the reasons why I have the list. So Wickershire Project asked, how did you guys meet? So we actually met at church. And so we both grew up at the same church. And we knew each other for years. I went to school with his brother and sister, and we were even in the same like Bible study group, children's ministry group, a few other, and like we were just there. Like we weren't even really like friends. Like we knew each other, and then we got teamed up in children's church on a project, and it was like, oh, that's when he came into my radar, and then he won me over because the very first thing that he ever gave me, we were just friends at the time, was a book. And so I told him, he just lured me in. And since then he's been buying me books since.
Yeah, this was back in Tucson.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys don't know, some of you probably don't know, we've actually been in Kentucky now for, how long has it been? About a year and a half. We're coming on our second year. So we're both born and raised in Tucson, Arizona. We come out to Kentucky seeking freedom and a different way of life, a way to homestead and raise our kids out here. And we're enjoying every minute of it. We're soaking it up. We're loving it.
We are. The rain too, like that's been an adjustment. Like there's water in the air. There's water everywhere. 4 days that I grocery shop in my cellar or garden/yard in season. My boyfriend likes to shop, but I don't. I agree. Actually, like I said, I like to kind of browse and like shop for worthless stuff. We're like, you know, that Dumb and Dumber, if you guys have ever seen that in the very beginning of the scene, and he's like, only the essentials, and he's like, yes, and he buys like this huge hat and all this like nonsense. That's me going to the grocery store. Shh, don't agree to that.
That's exactly right.
But 4 day, so we do want to definitely grow things more. And one of the things, like we're fixing up the house, and one of the big priorities for me is having a large pantry. As of right now, it actually doesn't really have a pantry now that I think about it. And we're going to put that into the plans because we want to can more and preserve more. So that's been a little stretch for me, is learning how to do that, because in Tucson I was always just a few minutes away from the grocery store. So just having a different mindset, but I love to learn, so that's always good. A book called I Am the One Week.
That's like the title he's saying. I am the one. Pick me.
He was a keeper.
Jan came in.
Hello, Simply Jan.
Simply Jan, you just made it.
Mm-hmm.
We've been sharing some produce that we plan on growing. Some of the heavy hitter items, melons in the summer, and then some long-lasting sweet potatoes or potatoes, and other root crops that we're going to give a try this year, as well as some squashes, butternut squash, pumpkins, acorn squash, spaghetti squash. Yep.
One thing that's actually coming through that he showed me a few days ago that I'm like super excited about is an apple tree. So in our first house, I think it was like Mother's Day or my birthday. They're right next to each other. He bought me 2 apple trees, and they were so huge. And then we sold the house, and I remember being like, Paul, can we please take the apple trees? And he's like, you're going to kill it. Leave it there. And I'm like, oh, darn it. But
yeah, how many years old were they, though? They were probably like 5 or 6 years old at that time.
Well, they're taller than me. Well, I'm 5 foot, so that's not saying a whole lot. But anyways.
Okay, they were at least 4 years old.
But when we were living there, what are they called? Like it started to grow, the other little parts. What is it called, though? Yeah,
the suckers come out from the roots.
And so he took some to my sister's house and planted it for her because they wanted an apple tree, and it got huge. And so before we left, Paul took some of those suckers and planted it. And so it's there, it's growing, and I'm so excited because it's almost like an extension.
Yeah. It's like a little part of that apple tree that we first planted. Man, how long ago would that have been? That's probably like...
Well...
that probably would have been like 2008 or 2009 when we planted that tree. And then, like she said, her sister had a part of it, and then we took a little part of it. And then this spring, it finally popped up. So that was pretty cool. And I believe that part of it that we got is probably the root stock. So we'll probably have to graft an actual fruiting variety on there. I didn't tell you this, but the kids and I, when I got off work yesterday, they wanted to go walk down to the creek because we've been getting a lot of rain. And we found probably 20 more of those crabapple trees. And we found 2 of them that were like over 10 feet tall. They're like big. Yeah, they're like bushed out. So we've been walking the bottom part of our property, and we had been finding, this property had been hayed a lot. So we've been finding a lot of apple trees that had been cut down to probably 2 or 3 inches. You know, we could see the little stub. They're probably an inch or 3/4 of an inch around. And a lot of times they put up 2 or 3 new starts, resets. And we were finding those this spring. So we didn't go through and do any hay like that. We had the sheep out there. But now that the sheep have knocked it down, we're finding all these little we're finding all of these little crabapple trees. But then just yesterday, like I was saying, we found some really big ones. So that's pretty cool. So I think what I'm going to do is graft onto those. So that would be pretty neat if we had some fruiting stuff out there. We've never seen any apples on those, but I'm pretty sure that they're apple trees.
So 4Day mentioned a reminder that they don't have any videos on their channel, but I hope to this spring. I may need some tips, LOL. Mm-hmm. And then Wickershire said, let me see, where was it? The one I wanted to read. Hey, you just turn on the camera and film. It's awkward at first. You'll hate learning to love. Easier and easier each time. I agree with that. I remember like there was so many like, I mean, even now I have them, but they're not as frequent. I'll turn it on and I'm like, okay, let me turn it off again. And then I'll be like mid-sentence and then like my brain will be like, and I'll forget.
Yeah, just find something that's interesting, you know, and go for it. That's one thing I like about Shed Wars is it kind of gives you content that you don't have to look for something extra like this secret seed challenge. It's not something that like I have to go out and try and find. I'm just, you know, we're going to swap the seeds and we'll just talk about it the whole time. And then I'll keep checking up on it and I'll say, you know, I planted that seed in this little cup here and I still don't know what it is. And now it's got a couple more leaves. So yeah, I mean, you can do it.
Yeah, and then Simply Jan said that makes for great bloopers. I agree. So I recorded several videos, I recorded several videos on a few things that I cook. And I've always shied away because I see like professionals doing it. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, first of all, I think I'm more like everyday kind of cooking. It's not like they have all these fancy gadgets. But I was watching a video on Magnolia Farm and I forgot what she was making. Oh, I think it was called the Gaines Tradition or something. And I loved it because she like was stirring something and it like blocked out and she like makes this face. And I'm like, you know, if she's a professional and she has these and I love it, like I'll give it a shot. So some of those will be coming out at some point. Mm-hmm. I made some Mexican red rice and I'm trying to remember what else I made that I recorded.
The tacos.
Oh yeah,
meat for the tacos.
I made some tacos and then one more.
Pork.
Yeah, pork tacos, the Mexican red rice, and there was one more that I did.
How to fix the pressure cooker?
The tortilla. Oh yeah, that one too. The tortilla soup, and then yeah. So guys, my pressure cooker, I love that thing, and it stopped working, and so we'll share a video of our little adventures on that one. So lover, we are over an hour.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, God, man, time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, I want to thank you guys.
Yeah.
That's a credit to you guys. You guys have been making this roll right along. We want to thank the Wickershire Project for showing up, as well as ex-hippie, William Conrad. Jan came in late, but we enjoyed every minute of it. Mm-hmm. 4-day homestead.
Copperhead.
Copperhead and Rua's part of the Copperhead Road. Who else came along? Darlene. Thank you for coming along and spending some time with us. Cajun Hydroponics.
I was just about to say, did you mention Cajun?
Yeah, it was good. Good times.
And anyone else who did not comment but is here, thank you guys. We do appreciate it. It's always nice to have people to talk to and to have
interaction.
Interaction.
I mean, you, Paul. What does that mean? are you talking about?
Oh, right there, he's on top.
Oh.
Fun, you'll have a good.
You'll have fun at the grocery store. Yeah. Yep.
I'll be there
That's the way it's
for
gonna go.
moral support. I'm literally crying. Oh, that's great.
Darlene's Garden Channel.
Oh, and then Bar Run Forge also.
Oh
came
yeah,
in.
Bar Run Forge was in here for a minute.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're still here.
No, he said he was gonna be in and out.
Well, if you watch this and like later on, and thank you.
If you don't know, Copperhead Road also has a live stream that airs 1 hour from now, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Daniel. You're running that at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight. And we'll be there on the chat. We'll be there joining them for that. So hope to see you guys there.
Yeah, and then Wickershire real quick said, "You're fun to watch." Thank you. Good conversation.
Liz Fawcett, I will take 10 pounds out of you. John was probably watching us the whole time. Where's that memory stick? We got to erase his memory. John, look right here. You don't remember anything you just heard about growing all them fruits.
Bye, guys. Thanks so much for watching. We really, really appreciate it. Since I was.
That little rascal.
Well, thanks for joining us.
All right, you guys take care. Bye now.